All right, just waiting for a signal. All right, looking good on OBS, and we should be live. We are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Anime Bingeaholics live stream here on Twitch. We do this every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, or 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, where we break down the latest and greatest anime that we are reviewing and tell you guys a little bit what we think about this anime that we've got up for you today. I am your host, Ranger J 1999, and joining me is Kitty Curio. Kitty, how are you?
Bleh.
Yeah.
Allergies are kicking my butt.
Yes, I understand that feeling. So, all right, there, Kitty. We are jumping right in with Kabaneri of the Iron
Yes.
Fortress.
Cabanari of the Iron Cabanari. I keep wanting to
Cabaneri.
say Cabanari, kind of like
I don't
calamari.
think. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
I have no idea.
So this anime is what did it come out? 2016, I think, or something like that. 2018.
Yes,
I can't remember.
2016.
2016. Um.
It came out with the same studio as the Ancient Magus's Bride, Wit Studio, WIT.
Yeah, I mean the animation in this is fine. I have no problem with the animation. Actually, I think the art in the animation in this is pretty good.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. It's
it's
just
some of the shots are pretty.
confusing and it
Yeah,
leaves a lot to be.
we're going to this anime leaves a lot to desire. Um,
Yes.
so
Yes.
let's so it's one of those interesting story. They had a good story set up in the fact that there's
Oh.
these creatures that are like zombies and they're infecting the world. They're kind of like a Attack of Titan feel, with these creatures and stuff like that. The people live in these walled off cities and they travel by trains, and the trains are like their vital supply lines of
Iron
supplies.
fortresses.
True, yeah, they have these iron
Like they're
fortresses.
iron fortresses on wheels, basically.
Yeah, and they're
Steam
yeah,
powered.
it's all steam powered and stuff like that. But the after that, though, this anime loses me. It really does. I mean, so the characters are cool. I like the characters. There's some good character moments, and the story arc mainly deals with them on this damn train taking this trip from one point all the way to there. But there's a lot of shit they leave out in this anime. Now, I know only got one season, but I mean, the flesh out, they mainly focus on the characters and this
Yeah, they have
plot.
one season and then a three-part doohickey.
I
Like
just
I don't know what to call it. It's not
I
really a
wasn't
season.
I
I
wasn't
don't.
even interested. I watched the first season and I was completely. I mean, I
Yeah,
watched
I
it the whole way
watched
through.
the episode part thing on Netflix, which is Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, Battle of Unato. That was pretty interesting. That's
Well,
when I also realized that I was missing stuff and realized I had missed the entire first season, to be honest. And
mm,
that's when I went back and watched the first season. Now go away, child. I love you. Bye. And lost interest in the first season.
yeah. I mean, you're
So
not really missing anything. I mean, I watched the first season and I had no interest after. I mean, after it got done with the first. I mean, it's all about the political intrigue and that's fine if that had been added. So let's talk about what's not in this anime, and that is the story. Like you have these villains, and I don't even know what they're called. I'm not even going to waste my time trying to think of what their names
where
were.
did the Kabane come
Yeah,
from?
what caused them? What led to this? I mean, they just there and they're just these. They're interesting villains. I mean,
They're very interesting. Like they have this, they're impossible to kill unless you have specialized weapons,
right,
basically, because you had to kill them not with headshots, nay nay, with basically in their heart, which is encased in iron,
right.
and you have to have specialized weapons to kill them, which is a pretty freaking cool way of saying,
Yeah,
hey, new characters, which is awesome. But how did they get here? Where did they come from? What caused them to be
what is their
created?
motivations? I mean,
Yeah,
there's doesn't
I
talk
mean,
about
there's
any of this
so
stuff in there. They're
much.
just there, and they focus more on the dynamic of the political side between the shogunate, and his son. And I'm not going to get into that because I don't think this anime is worth getting into that. I mean,
No.
the main character, the cool. I mean, I did like Ikoma and Mume.
Mume. I
And
like Mume and Akuma too. They were my
Takami
favorites.
and Ayami. The characters are interesting. I like the character, the dynamics, and the the development of what the Kabaneri is. It's a crossbreed between a human and one of these zombie creatures that has not turned. And that part was cool. But then they don't explain anything. Shit happens in this anime where I'm just like, how does that happen? Do you need to
You're literally
explain?
left here scratching your head like,
You really
eh?
are. I mean, there was a scene where they start talking about these zombies that start developing their skills that they had in a previous life. Why? Why is this happening? I mean,
How is it happening?
how is this
I mean,
happening? The
like,
rest of them are just. I mean, they
what is
just.
going on in their, DNA if they have it? Like, what is going on in their systems to
They
create
don't
this
cover it.
phenomenon to happen?
They don't
And then
cover
the
anything.
worst thing about it is there's not an anime, or excuse me, not anime. There's not a manga to go
No,
back on
no,
to
you have
get more
nothing.
information out of.
The other thing too
It's
is,
the script is literally created for the anime as it's being created.
I mean,
That's it.
there was a thing where they start creating the zombies start creating. I'm calling them zombies because that's what they are. Where they started coalescing and forming these giant creatures. Why are they doing that? What
Right?
causes this? They just talk about it. They
Well,
just say, "Well,
that one they actually did talk about in the 3 episode
see,
part
I
on
didn't watch
Netflix.
that." So I mean, I'm just
See, I
like,
watched it and they did talk about that because the Unato warlord king dude's daughter, he had turned into a Kabaneri like Ikoma and Mume, and his daughter accidentally got shot in crossfire, and he bit her to turn her into a Kabane, and it somehow like put her into this coma type um like space, like mental space,
yeah,
and
it's
she
just
created this cocoon around herself where she
they
was able to control
right,
the Kabane in that area, and
right. They do that
it
in the first
yeah,
season. This
it was
happens
able to
at
create
yes,
this like monster thing
but
that I forgot what they call.
before we even get to those situations, because I know what you're talking about, because they actually create those
Yeah,
with the blood of these creatures
yeah.
that they synthesize in a certain way that they're able to do that with the Kabaneri. That aside, these things exist outside of that. And they don't explain where they come from, why they're doing it. They don't explain the intelligence of these creatures that have some intelligence about what they're doing. They set ambushes and all kinds of
Oh,
stuff,
I know what you're talking about now. Okay.
but they don't explain any of this. And that there's really a letdown. I mean, it's good to have monsters, and I like the monster, I mean, as an antagonist, I mean, they're great, but really, they were.
Like there is a significant amount of potential for this anime. Like there is massive,
They missed the mark on
but their
this.
execution for it was just lacking.
Horrible. I mean, the monsters were just there as monsters.
Like the
They're just
storyline
there.
could have been better with, give me a couple of episodes of an origin story.
Or just tease
Just
us with an
something.
origin. Just
Yeah,
tease us.
just
Something
tease
happened.
something.
We don't know the whole story, but like just give us a little bit about like
Yeah.
why this has happened, what led to this where we're at now. I mean,
Like what created this post-apocalyptic world and created these Kabane to come forth and like destroy everything and take over everything. Like what was this? What was ground zero?
right.
What
They
happened?
don't talk about it.
And
They're just
there
there.
has
They're
to be
dealing with
something
it.
that created ground zero, because there always is, for one. And two, they also don't have any specific like subsect of their military or anything else that is focused on how these creatures work or how they focus. Like they have no scientific like
Well, the
area
Shogunate
for
son
it.
does, but he's doing it for ulterior motive reasons. I mean, he's got
Yeah, that's not for the greater good though. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about,
yeah, but the problem is the way to set this up too, that each of these cities have their own. It's kind of like feudal Japan, and
yeah, that's true.
they're more about and they talk about it in the enemy. It's all about survival. They're not interested in like defeating these creatures. They're just about
But they don't understand
surviving.
that you have to understand the creature to survive
Well,
it.
they for some reason all of them are just scared like
Yeah.
shitless. Like if they even think you've been bitten, they'll kill you.
Yeah,
And
that's true. I mean, they did have the suicide packs and everything that
yeah,
they
it's like
you
if you,
get bit here, have this pack, activate the pack.
I mean, the only
Grr.
person that's, I mean, besides the Shogun is Ikomi. He's like, he's the only one trying to come up with weapons and trying to understand them and like, study these creatures and take samples. And I mean, he's looked on like he's some kind of like defective child the way they treat him.
Right? That's why I
Um,
like Akoma. Akoma's my favorite. Like he's like, hey, I'm gonna learn the science of this.
and the rest of the people are just ignorant
Everybody else is like,
backwater
kill
hicks. I
everything.
seriously, it's
Yeah.
just so stupid. It's just, I watch it through. I was a little bit intrigued between especially the relationship between Komi and Mume. But other than that, I mean, a few other character stuff. I mean, the characters, the characters are good. But the story plot and the rest of it is just poop. It just really is.
It really is. Like it
I
lacks
it's
so
some it's
much.
something to watch. It's got some interesting points. I mean, the animation is fantastic.
Like literally what caught my attention and why I brought this up to you, like, hey, let's review this week, is because I watched the little like teaser trailer thing on
Sure.
Netflix about it, and because I was just strolling through Netflix, and I watched the little teaser thing about it. And I'm like, you know what, this animation seems pretty good. Let's see what this has to offer because this looks, intriguing. This looks interesting.
Yeah, the fight scenes are fantastic in this. I mean,
Whoa, God,
the
right?
battle scenes are really good. But
But once
beyond,
you get into it, it's just.
it's just, I mean, it's something you can watch. I mean, if you have nothing else to watch, it is somewhat entertaining. It is
But it definitely leaves you wondering, and it leaves you
too many
curious, and
questions.
it leaves you
Yeah, it
just
just it's
needing more.
way more. They don't ever get to it. Now, I don't know if they're gonna have a season two. Maybe I'll change my opinion if we get to that. But just based
That
off,
has not been confirmed yet.
yeah, see,
I
that's the
have
problem.
looked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So based off this, I mean, I watched the first season all the way through. I didn't watch the other three episodes. I just was not interested. This is probably gonna be a lower. I'm not like at a 7 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not good at any point. It's not.
Yeah. I'm
There's good
giving
things
this
to it.
like
It's
a
7 out of 10.
six. I'm gonna give this a 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
could see
okay,
it.
if I did this in parts, I would give the execution of this probably a 5.
Yeah, that's the
The
weakest part of this.
Yeah, the animation in this I would give
I give
7.5.
I give it a little bit higher. I thought the animation was really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
7.5 and 8 somewhere in there. It was really good.
but the
The
animation. See, here's the
character development I would give, probably around a 7, maybe 7.5. But the what kills it though is honestly the plot and storyline, because you honestly have nothing there.
now.
It literally gives you nothing, and it makes you wanting more.
Yeah, see what they missed on, and I can't emphasize this point enough. The characters are interesting, the dynamics are interesting, but you left the whole world like just left it like this whole big thing over here. You just left it alone, and it was all about the political intrigue, which is fine. If that had been one part of it, I would have been okay. We have this intrigue going on over here, but what about all this giant goddamn world of creatures that are trying to kill you all? It just seemed that was the center of the story, was this political thriller dynamic, which was not even the first part of it. The first part is this them trying to survive, which was kind of interesting at the beginning. Like, okay, the first 5 episodes, like, okay, the bad shit happens. They're trying to survive, daily, and then there's a lot of cool dynamics there. But then once the Shogunate Sun comes on, I'm like, it completely switched to another anime, and I'm like, well, what happened to all this other stuff? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's like, there's some good stuff going on here. The development of Mume and Akame, it just completely it went off the rails. It's not good. Yeah, I mean, I'm being kind with a 7 out of 10. I did enjoy, like I said, some of the parts, like I just mentioned, the survival part of it and things of that nature, and the things that they go through. But even I don't care how good the anime looks. For me, if you don't have a really good, even a good storyline and good character stuff, you're going to lose me. I don't care how good it is. I don't care how good the fights look, or how good the animation is. You're just going to lose me. Now I finished it through, but you'll
I didn't.
you watch it. It's got some
I
entertaining
did.
parts. It's got its moments, There's some decent moments in here. As I said, the fight scenes are really good. There's some real tension. I mean, the first 5 episodes, I mean, I was like, you're on the edge of your seats, because they're trying to get just trying to live, right? In the choices. I mean, there's some real good stuff there, but then they completely just shogunate, son. Forget all that shit. I mean, it just this whole other thing happens, and you're just like, oh, for Christ's sakes! I mean, give me a break. I mean, and so Kabaneri, Kabanari, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a 7 out of 10. I give this like a C
May the fourth
rating.
be with you, by the way.
Yeah, hey, happy
Sorry.
Star Wars Day, everybody. May the 4th. So I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give this a C. I can't even give this a B. It's a C
Yeah,
rated anime.
I'm gonna give you blah 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 blah. Take two. I'm gonna agree with you. C. That's literally the highest I will go for this anime. Like, there's a lot of potential for it to go higher, like I've said before, but they shot and missed horribly.
Yeah, they did.
Like, they really did.
They
I
really
I
did.
had a lot of hopes for this anime when I first, saw the previews for it, saw the teasers. I was like, "Ooh, this looks interesting."
It
Disappointed.
just does.
I was.
The story has to make sense, and
Why are all my pens missing?
I have no idea. Can't help with that. All right, so that's our review for this. Let us know what you think in the comments. This will get uploaded to YouTube right after this is done, and a day or so after this comes up. But let us know what you guys think about this anime. And again,
I feel like this was a very short episode this week.
well, I mean, there's only.
Well, last week was a freaking long one
Well,
with
yeah,
Hunter
we
Hunter,
go.
so.
Yeah, we did Hunter x Hunter last week. That was a pretty long one, but this one's a little bit shorter because it's only one season, and it wasn't
Yeah,
good. There
one
wasn't.
season and then a 3 episode battle thing.
Yeah. So, but it's also so disappointing. I'm looking for new stuff. There's a lot of good stuff coming on Crunchyroll. It's caught my eye.
Yeah,
I haven't
there's a
checked
lot
it
of good
out.
stuff on Crunchyroll. I think I posted the list. I will double check on
Yeah, check
Discord
our
for that.
Discord. Yeah, check our Discord.
Yeah,
There's some good stuff
because I have a lot of stuff posted on Discord.
I mean, if
As
you
we
haven't
say
watched,
this, I'm going into Discord.
I mean, god dang, Buzz, if you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, go watch that.
Oh
You'll
God, that is
love
so
that.
freaking
That
good.
goddamn anime is
Oh,
amazing. I mean, there was one that popped out. Was it Tokyo Revengers or something like that? Something that popped on this one.
Tokyo Ravens or Tokyo Ravengers.
Revengers. I think it's
Yeah,
Revengers.
something like
Tokyo
that. That
Revengers.
one's really
That
good
one.
too.
That one looked interesting to me, but I haven't
That
checked
one's
it out
good.
yet.
I liked it.
It's only
Um,
got 4 shows. It's only got 4 episodes so far, so I'm waiting for it to kind of build up. I like to binge when I watch.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
I like it so far. I'm excited for more. So I'm like,
we'll see. We'll
great.
see.
I'm gonna stop watching it right now so I can do like what you're doing and wait for it.
I'll wait.
So I
I'll
can
wait for it
binge
to. I'll wait to binge. I did that with
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen, where I'm like, I mean, I watched a couple episodes. Actually, at the end though, I couldn't do that because Jujutsu Kaisen was so good. I was just like, holy Christ, I gotta see what happens next. It was too
Right.
good.
I think next week I'm going to do our first ever poll
Okay.
if you guys want, because I'm having a little like stick in the mud kind of thing of what anime to cover next, to be honest. But next week we are going to go over Kill la Kill.
Kill a Kill. Yeah.
It's gonna be
That's
amusing,
It's
to
gonna
say
be
the least.
amusing as well. I mean,
Yeah. But then with that, when we do that one, I will be posting up a poll with about 3 or 4 choices and see what you guys think we should cover next.
Yeah, so we'll do that.
I'm gonna have a couple of short animes, at least 2 short animes and at least 2 really long ones. Long ones could include things like, Fairy Tale, Seven Deadly Sins. God, there's so many freaking things. I'm not gonna do My Hero Academia, so don't expect that one on there yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, because it's still ongoing. That one's got a lot to do. I don't know. Actually, I think I'm gonna do. Yeah, they got the Magi.
Oh, Magi. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot how to pronounce that one, but that one's got a
Mag-
lot of seasons too. Cause
Oh yes, I watched all of them. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah. So I mean,
Give me some Sinbad, baby. I'll
Yeah,
talk
I like
about that's one of
Sentai.
my
So we've
favorite
got a lot of
characters ever.
choices to go through. So I'm going to put some up there for the poll and let you guys pick for once.
There you go. All right, so with that, we're gonna call this one done. A little bit shorter one, but yeah, we went for like an hour plus last time or something like that. It's a longer one. It's Hunter x Hunter. We had to cover that one in
Yeah,
depth.
Hunter x Hunter is just one of
Um,
those that we're just like, "Yee!"
yeah, it's a fantastic anime. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Although I'm kind of like that with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood too.
Yeah, that's one we'll cover eventually. That's another epic anime
Yeah,
that's unbelievably good.
and Code Geass
Code Geass. Oh God, that's one
or
of the
Geass.
Code Geass. Yes,
You know, how do you pronounce that? Geass or
Geass.
Geese?
Code Geass.
Geass?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
Because I always get that confused. I'm like, I don't know.
It's all good. All right, so this has
Yeah.
been a review of Kabaneri. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comments on YouTube. You can join our Discord, which is linked, I think, on our Twitch and YouTube should be in there. If not, we'll just there's a Discord, and you can find it. And let us know what you thought about Kabaneri if you watched it. I mean, if you liked it, great. I mean, again, this is all subjective. If you really love something, then love it. You know, it's just our opinion of what we think of something. So it just gives you an idea of like what we liked, what we didn't like. But this was a disappointment. I was really disappointed. I had high hopes
Yeah.
for this, especially after the start of this anime that just went totally tits up. So we'll cover
Yes.
what do we cover next week again? We're doing
Kill a Kill.
Kill a Kill. That's going to be an
Kill a
interesting
Kill.
review. I got
Yep.
some strange thoughts on Kill a Kill. There's a lot I like, and then there's a lot I'm like, give me a goddamn break on that anime. Just
See, I'm like
unbelievable.
that with some animes too. I'm like,
I know. So, but
ooh, we should do Castlevania soon too. That's a good one.
sure, we can do Castlevania. You can add that to the list.
Yeah, it's on a list. I literally have 2 pages of lists here, guys, front, back. So I I've
It's
got a
all
lot to
good.
choose from. And
All
that's
right.
not even all of it.
So thank you guys for joining us tonight here live on Twitch. Appreciate everybody in the chat. And if you see us on YouTube, come check us out on Twitch. We do this live every, like I said, every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, where we break down these animes that we're watching. And we've got a lot. We're getting a nice little list building up of reviews over on YouTube. So if you haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
some of our other reviews, you can go back and check those out. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining us. Enjoy May the 4th when we did this
Maybe I
live.
should ask people if we should do a sad anime before I say what kind, like give them choices. Anyway,
We've done a couple
ignore me.
we've done a couple sad enemies
Yeah, I
already.
know, but I just looked down at the list. I was like, Children of the Whales. I'm like, oh, that is such a heartbreaker.
Uh,
Yeah, anyway.
all right.
Bye.
All right. So, yeah, so see you guys later. Salute. And we'll see you guys when we see you. Peace out.